No, 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 no. Holy f***. Go, 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 go.
Unlike people, trail cameras are brutally honest when it comes to capturing unbelievable incidents, from terrifying incidents to unusual encounters. So in this video, we are going to show you these beasts were spotted on Forest Trail Cam. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Illinois zoomed in, and surprisingly clear footage captures something utterly terrifying amongst the trees. At first sight, it is barely detectable, but then a figure emerges. A hulking bipedal creature stands almost as tall as the trees in the snow-covered landscape spot it begins to move. Is this a hoax or further compelling evidence to suggest that Bigfoot really exists? The scale of the creature position amongst the trees and the confident manner it moves in the snowy wilderness suggests that this is its home, the overall shape of the creature, and the almost conical head. Add to the case for this being real, and being discovered, it vanishes into the trees. We see a lot of poor footage of Bigfoot online, which makes the videos we're showing in this episode something of an exception. This one, although zoomed in, seems to capture the creature in fairly close proximity. Pay attention to the movement of this Bigfoot. It has a somewhat different gait to others we've seen. Could this relaxed stride be due to the fact that the creature is unaware that it has been discovered? Or is that the most epic Halloween costume? If you've ever been in a house that is creepy after dark and you are alone, you will understand what this young woman is going through. After a move to Ohio, she begins experiencing what can only be described as a kind of haunting or visitation by an unknown and deeply disturbing entity puzzle I'm working on. Maybe when I'm done with it, I can send to this mom, I gotta go. There are a few interesting things about what we've just watched. There is a general sense of unease emanating from the young woman before we even hear the loud thump. She keeps glancing in the direction of somewhere off camera, and she almost swallows her word when showing off her puzzle. She seems nervous right off the bat, and is trying hard to keep upbeat for her mother. The next video provides clear evidence that while she might think she's alone in the house, she's not. As we just saw, she resumed the conversation, trying to keep a facade that everything is okay. She has moved to another room, perhaps somewhere she feels safer. The old oven seems to suggest that the house is slightly older, which adds to the creepiness of what follows. The story escalated quickly, as does the young woman's composure. She is no longer trying to put on a brave face. She's distraught as the house is bathed in darkness. Terrified, she lets on that it's back, which suggests that this is not the first time something like this has happened. The terrifying climax appears at the end with a shadowy figure only made visible by two glowing eyes. The story ends with the return of a thumping sound, which we now know is whatever that entity is knocking on the front door. She pleads with it to no avail as it continues to stand and stare at her like a psychopath. Whether truth or fiction, it makes for a frightening scenario. Chilling at home alone shouldn't be this stressful. Watch what happens in this unsuspecting encounter. That really is too close for comfort. I'm home alone, right? But a ghostly reflection of what looks like a woman with long dark hair or something pulled over its head appears alongside the poster of the video. Shot in a seemingly continuous point of view, the image is quite terrifying. But her response to the moment is anything but perhaps I'd be more convinced if she wasn't so calm to her invisible flatmate. Her demeanor does little to suggest shock or horror. Does the poster just have nerves of steel? Or is it a hoax, born of some editing? You be the judge. Let us set the scene. A group of friends venture off on a camping expedition, setting up camp in the middle of nowhere. The site is surrounded by a large forest and is extremely isolated. What started off as a fun night away turns into something way more sinister when a series of blood-curdling screams begin to pierce the still night air. Sampling that was as a female screaming film. Please, please, please. No, 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 no. The screams are chilling to hear. It is as if someone is in great pain or is being attacked. The men venture out with their flashlights to investigate the source of the commotion, but there is nothing there or visible to them to explain the origin of the sound. You'll want your headphones for this. As the men investigate further, it is evident they have set up targets for practice, one of which is missing. The nightmarish screams continue, and it is unclear where they are emanating from on the ground. They notice that one of the bottles that was hung for target practice is now lying on the floor and has been replaced by something else hanging from a rope. It is a crudely made corn husk doll. Usually, the dolls were simply childhood playthings. But in this context, hanging from a rope but seems way more disturbing. A symbol of the harvest. The corn husk doll is also used to ward off evil. Is it possible that it is related to the screaming coming from the forest? Whatever is out there sounds as if it is enduring an unimaginable horror. Even though the men are armed with rifles, they don't stick around to find out what that horror is.
Oh, no.
To men returning to what appears to be a desert in an isolated house at night, it is unclear if the home is theirs, possibly abandoned due to what follows or merely a site of strange activity. Either way, their behavior is odd. Pulling up, one of them focuses his flashlight at the windows. Pay close attention or you just might miss it. Most towns have one creepy, deserted old house that has given way to neglect. Perhaps the owners grew old and died. Perhaps something terrible happened there. This is one of those houses. Note the tall grass out front, the air of abandonment, and then so quick, you almost miss it. The figure of a small boy standing in the doorway. Why is he there? What nightmare unfolded behind those walls? Why is he trapped, unable to leave? The men seem to know that the house has a reputation they do not get out of the car. Even when it is clear the figure is the height of a child, they do not stop to investigate. Instead, they speed off into the night, leaving us to wonder what really happened there. Watch again in the zoomed-in footage.
Holy. Go.
On Trail Terror, we feature a number of clips of animals in their natural habitat, particularly deer and elk during rutting season. These animals display a diverse number of vocalizations that serve to not only attract mates, but warn others of danger. A Texas police officer stops at a rest stop and records the following sound emanating from the woods beyond that. I stopped at this. They say Bigfoot isn't real. What is initially noticeable is the sheer volume of the bellow. It feels almost otherworldly. Could this be the call of a really large stag or elk? Or as this police officer suggests, the cry of Bigfoot. You're going to want your headphones for this absolutely. Thank you so much for watching the video. Do like and share with your friends. Stay tuned for more amazing content like this. Thank you once again.